Black Wargreymon, one of the most beloved and fan favorite, not only as a Digimon, but a character in the Digimon franchise, and especially in the Adventure series. So the question I want to ask you guys, is Black Wargreymon overrated? Let's get this debate going. Before I give my opinion on the matter on whether or not he is overrated, let's talk about the good and the bad with Black Wargreymon, starting off with the good. Black Wargreymon is a straight up badass. We loved Wargreymon in the first season and we all admired how strong Wargreymon was in the first season. Wargreymon back in season 1 took out 2 out of the 4 Dark Masters and gave one of the final killing blows against Venom Magnaangemon. The way Agumon reached the 4th level of evolution, which is the Mega level, becoming Wargreymon, it was like when Goku turned Super Saiyan 4 for the first time. And remember, this was before Super, so there was no Super Saiyan God or Super Saiyan Blue back in the day. Wargreymon, for me anyway, was like the Goku of Digimon. I mean, look at his color scheme. It's all gold and orange, very similar to the blonde of Super Saiyan and Goku's signature clothes in Dragon Ball Z. And to top it all off, his signature attack is the Terra Force. Doesn't that look very similar to the Spirit Bomb? So there's shades of similarity with Goku and Wargreymon, even if it's small. And when growing up, we always had the debate of who's cooler and who would win in a fight between Wargreymon or Magnaangemon. Most people back in the day would prefer and pick Wargreymon over Magnaangemon. I personally prefer Magnaangemon, but that's just me, so please don't hate. But growing up, we always wondered, what if Wargreymon turned evil? No one would be able to stop him. Years later, we got Black Wargreymon, made out of Ken's control spires through Agumon dark hair magic. When Black Wargreymon made his grand debut with the big looming shadow over everyone, we all knew who that Digimon was, but it was still shocking to see. He took out Pegasusmon and Nefertimon when he was still forming in his shadow form. He tanked Pyodramon's attack as if it was nothing, and he was still laughing and screaming at it. He more or less one-shotted Pyodramon, which wasn't a surprise because Pyodramon is an ultimate. He then defies Agumon and Mummymon and just flies away after telling both of them that they are so weak that they needed him to do their dirty work. Absolute boss debut. You don't get much debuts that are this effective in establishing a powerful evil Digimon. And through probably around 7 to 10 episodes, the Destiny Stone episodes basically, we have had the Digidestin get dominated and demolished by Black Wargreymon. I remember there was this one episode, you know guys, the episode where Sifimon made her debut when Aquilamon and Gatomon DNA digivolved for the first time. At the beginning of that episode, we had Black Wargreymon just strolling through a random forest, and all the Digimon that inhabited the forest were all running away to save their skin. But the moment that made me laugh was when Kuwagumon, he was just shivering in his own ocean of sweat, and Black Wargreymon just looked at him and moved on walking. Black Wargreymon knows how powerful and badass he is. He doesn't even bother fighting other Digimon for sport. That's how badass he is. Black Wargreymon reminds me of Zenaku from Power Rangers Wild Force. I would have said he reminds me of Shadow the Hedgehog from the Sonic Adventure games and the Sonic X anime. He has a similar story to Shadow, the anti-hero that was an enemy at the start but then sacrificed himself in the end to save everyone. Very similar, but Black Wargreymon's demeanor and personality reminds me more of Zenaku. Just like Zenaku, he doesn't like being told what to do. He constantly overpowers his rivals, Zenaku with the Power Rangers and Black Wargreymon with the Digidestin. They're both lone wolves who always question their existence. Black Wargreymon is always questioning his heart and the meaning behind his life, while Zenaku is always questioning his past and who he is. They both even have that big "who am I" moment to a godly being. Zenaku with Animus when Animus tells him to remember who he is, and Zenaku basically begs him to tell him who he is. With Black Wargreymon, it was with Azulongmon when he was asking him what's his destiny and can his life have meaning. So there's a lot of similarity between these two characters. If you guys can't tell, I'm a big Power Rangers fan as well, so if you guys get the references with Zenaku, please comment down below if you agree with these similarities. That's the main positive I would say about Black Wargreymon. He's a powerful, badass, lone wolf type character, and he's not completely evil, which makes him just about likable for the audience. However, I do have a few negatives with Black Wargreymon. Probably the main big negative is that the writers decide to make his character way too angsty for my liking, and just in general he complains way too much. Now if you compare it to Zanaku, Zanaku had his reasons to complain, and even then he didn't ever complain. He just kept getting random flashbacks at random times, and he has no memory, so of course he would want answers to what these memories mean. For Zanaku, it was completely understandable. But for Blackwargreymon to be like this, I just don't get it. What's he complaining for? Why did the writers turn his character like this? Here you have this almighty mega Digimon. Basically, if you wanted him to be an evil Wargreymon, go ahead, have fun with that. The possibilities are endless. If you want to make him pure evil, then make him pure evil. If you want to make him good, then make him good. Or even making it out like Zanaku. The mask was the curse for Marek. Why don't we make the control spires the curse for Blackwargreymon? Remember, these spires are the ones that destroyed the balance of the digital world and stopped the original Digidestined partner Digimon to digivolve him to champion level Digimon. The spires are not a joke, and having 100 of them creating Blackwargreymon could have been a curse in itself. That in itself could have been made into a whole arc right there. The Digidestined have been destroying the control spires the whole season. Even in the World Tour episodes, control spires were popping up in the real world, and the Digidestined from all over the world teamed up to destroy them. Why not have all the Digidestined destroy all the control spires that were ever created and leave Blackwargreymon as the one big antagonist left for the Digidestined to face right at the end when there are no more control spires left? Because he's made up of 100 spires, his mere existence is causing an imbalance to the world. He needs to be destroyed. Or you can keep the whole he has a heart thing and he cares about living creatures and he wants to be a protector. Like that one scene where he protected that flower from all that Mammothmon. No, not all that Mammothmon, there was that one Mammothmon left, but he protected that flower from it. That was a very good scene, by the way. I liked that scene. We needed more scenes like that. Him actively protecting things instead of just complaining. You can keep that as part of his character, him trying to be a good guy, but he has to be destroyed. His existence is destroying the world, but he's learning how to be a protector of the innocent. It creates a tragedy and a dilemma for the audience because we see firsthand he's becoming a good guy and he has a heart, but the Digidestined have no choice but to destroy him. It's very similar to Magnaangemon in the Try movies. It creates tension because it's such a grey area. It's not all black and white. And in the end, if you want him to make that sacrifice play, go for it, because he knows what damage he's doing to the world just by being alive. There's so much you can do with Blackwargreymon. I'll probably make another video on what I would have done on how to improve his character and growth, and probably more Blackwargreymon videos in general because there's a lot to say about him. So stay tuned for those videos. But my final verdict on whether or not I think Blackwargreymon is overrated. Yes, I'm sorry guys. I know you lot won't like this, but yes, I believe he is overrated. He has elements that are just too badass and cool, but he also has elements where his character just doesn't do it for me. The character just doesn't match the badassery he displays when he's killing people. He's awesome when he doesn't talk basically, which is a shame because you could have had so much fun with this character, but what can you do? This was the final product that we were given. So for this, yes, he is overrated in my opinion. If you don't agree with me, comment down below your reasons for not agreeing with me and let's get a debate going. And as always, care for nothing.